if you're into buying local wines from local wineries here in Colorado, we have just the story for you. Right now, we've been checking in with some of our favorites, especially now that it's harvest season. So take a look. Steve, we're so happy to have you here on Colorado and Company. Your vineyard, the Storm Cellar, has received some amazing awards for the wines that you've produced. You, of course, mainly focus on the whites and the rosés, which is awesome. So tell us quickly about where you're located and then how you guys started the Storm Cellar.
Sure. Danny, thanks for having us on the show. As far as our location, so our project is located on Colorado's western slope. So for Front Rangers, we're about 4 hours west of Denver. Our winery project, the Storm Cellar, is one of 12 vineyards on our wine trail here in the North Fork Valley. And the North Fork Valley is kind of known for being a hub for organic farms. There are local ranchers, fruit growers, winemakers, creatives. It's really a burgeoning hub and scene.
So great, yeah. And yeah, tell us a little bit about how you guys came to be.
Sure. Jamie and I are husband and wife duo. We've been together since 2005, and we were always looking for the next project. And honestly, I don't think either of us saw it coming that the next project was going to be in Colorado. We looked in Sonoma, we looked in Napa Valley, we looked in Willamette Valley, and finally, we started exploring Colorado wine country and found this small valley and fell in love. And by a random happenstance, got introduced to this vineyard that we ended up purchasing.
Well, we're so glad you did, because you guys, I mean, even though it's 4 hours, it's so close to us and so close to our hearts being a local Colorado winery. So let's talk about the temperatures, especially we had that freeze a little bit ago. Did you guys see the freeze, and did the temperatures affect you guys?
We definitely saw that freeze. We were looking at at various weather apps about 10 days ahead, and really just watching just the predictions kind of fluctuate. And for us, it didn't go as low as Denver. So it only tapped down to about 39 degrees, and our grapes were still ripening. They all did well. Even our small backyard farm, our little tomato garden did well. We covered it up, and that was what we were truly concerned about. The grapes were doing just fine at that point.
Sure.
Great. That's awesome. That makes us really happy to hear too. Okay, so I always love to ask this, especially for any of our brewers or our winemakers here in Colorado. What are your favorites, and what do you guys have fermenting right now?
Yeah, so this one right here, we're experimenting with making a new to us. We've tasted this wine before, but we've never made wine from this particular grape. It's Gruner Veltliner, and we're combining it with Malvasia Bianca. So these grapes were sourced from Palisade. So this right here, this Gruner Malvasia blend, you can see it's cloudy in its fermentation process. It has about, I would say, maybe 4 to 5 more days to go. We ferment our wines or the juice with temperature-controlled stainless steel tanks. And for white wines and rosés, you really want to preserve like all of those, all of white wine and rosés inherently aromatic characteristics. And if you have a fermentation that kind of gets a little too hot, it ferments too fast, you can actually burn off those delicate nuances. So for us, one thing that sets us apart is that we do moderate our temperature when we ferment. I'll taste it right here at about 11 in the morning. Really crisp, still tastes kind of grapey, still has that, kind of that bready fermentation kind of taste to it, but it is on its way to be a really aromatic, bright wine. So we're really excited about this one.
So this is sort of an experimental wine based on a trial we did when we first moved out here. It's a field blend of a bunch of different grapes, all fermenting as one style. It's probably going to end up having a nice coppery, pinkish hue. It was a house favorite when we first moved out here, so we're trying another take at it.
Well, I kind of want to finish off with you guys by asking, why do you love what you do? Because obviously you have such a passion. You moved out to this area to do all of this after being sommelier. So yeah, tell us why you love what you do.
Personally, I love the hospitality industry. I love connecting with guests. We're still in, great relationships with former guests. And, when you share a wine at a table with family, friends, food, it's just, wine is such a powerful connector, and especially if you have the story behind the wine. For us, we love to weave in with our project, the stories that make the wine, the vintage, all of the climate situations, all of the weather patterns that really affect our vintage year here. It's something that it's an art and science combined, and there's never a dull moment. So it kind of fits if you are used to being in that hospitality industry where you're just like full throttle, you're working morning, afternoon until evening. You kind of get that with farming too. The reward that you get from farming and making this product is just absolutely soul fulfilling.
Yeah.
That's so great. Well, we really appreciate you guys, and of course, everybody in Colorado loves to, make sure that they're drinking their local beers, their local wines. So hopefully, they'll go ahead and look out for you guys. So, hey, Jamie, Steve, thank you both so much for joining us on Colorado and Company.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
To learn more about the Storm Cellar Winery, visit stormcellarwine.com. And make sure to tune into Coco this month as we talk to wineries across Colorado and find out how their seasons have been affected by the Colorado fires. Don't forget to drink responsibly.